How does a media empire that once defined underground hip-hop culture go from dominating the scene to falling apart?
No Jumper, a brand that helped shape the future of the genre, now finds itself in financial ruin, selling assets and facing a loss of trust. In April 2025, Adam22, the platform's creator, publicly admitted that the company was in serious financial trouble.
So what went wrong? Let's break down the rise, fall,
and the lessons we can all learn from No Jumper's decline. In 2015, Adam22 launched No Jumper,
a podcast designed to highlight the artists who were too raw for mainstream media.
While other outlets were focused on established stars, Adam wanted to focus on the underground artists, the ones who were just starting to get noticed. It was a space for artists who weren't being covered by other media, offering a fresh perspective that connected with a growing, untapped audience. But here's the question: how does a raw underground podcast transform into one of the most influential platforms in hip-hop? Stay tuned, because this journey gets wilder than you might think. But everything changed in 2016 when Adam interviewed XXXTentacion.
That interview wasn't just an interview, it was a moment.
It captured a star on the brink of something huge, and it gave No Jumper the credibility it needed to blow up. From there, No Jumper went from a niche podcast to the place to be for underground talent, where artists could build real relationships with their audience. And trust me, this was just the beginning. What happened next took No Jumper to heights no one could have predicted. As the platform grew, so did the team. Adam brought in hosts like AD, T-Rel, Housephone, and Duno, who all had deep ties to hip-hop culture. Together, they created something that felt real, authentic, and connected to the streets. Shows like At the End of the Day and Disconnected became staples for fans of hip-hop, offering a mix of humor, conversation, and cultural insight. But here's the catch: when success comes knocking, it can be a double-edged sword. What happens when growing fame starts to steer the ship off course?
But success brings its challenges, and soon the pressure to keep growing started to show.
As No Jumper grew in stature, it became harder for Adam to maintain the same balance that had made it special. The more attention it garnered, the more expectations piled on, and soon Adam made decisions that weren't aligned with the platform's original mission. Ever wondered if it's possible to lose yourself while chasing success?
Let's see how Adam's next decisions set No Jumper on a path to collapse. As No Jumper continued to grow, Adam22 began making decisions that didn't sit well with everyone.
The first major misstep was his decision to bring controversial figures like Richard Spencer onto the platform. While Adam defended it as a free speech issue, many of his hosts and fans felt it was a major conflict with the culture No Jumper had built. Imagine the tension within the No Jumper family when your brand is built on hip-hop culture and suddenly takes a turn in the opposite direction. What does that do to your audience? The backlash wasn't just about No Jumper giving a platform to these figures, it was about the tension it created within the community. Adam's decisions started to feel out of place for a brand built on hip-hop culture.
His platform was being seen less as a space for artists and more as a space for attention-grabbing content. But that wasn't all.
Adam and his wife, Lena the Plug, launched Plug Talk, a podcast that shifted focus to adult entertainment. Adam didn't just interview adult stars, he participated in their activities.
This shift in focus created confusion among fans who were accustomed to No Jumper being about hip-hop culture. The brand began to lose its identity, and the authenticity that had built its audience started to fade. By March 2023, the cracks were too deep to ignore.
AD, T-Rel, and Duno all left No Jumper in quick succession. The reason for their departure wasn't just about specific decisions, it was about respect. They felt sidelined by Adam, who had become increasingly focused on his own image and business interests. These hosts weren't just part of the show, they were the heart of it. They were the ones who made No Jumper feel real, relatable, and connected to the culture.
When they walked, they didn't just take their roles with them, they took the audience too. They went on to launch Figmunity World, a new platform that quickly gained traction.
The audience that had supported No Jumper followed them. Fans didn't just follow the brand. They followed the hosts who had made the show resonate with them.
The departure of these key voices signaled a bigger issue. No Jumper had lost its connection to the very culture it was built on. After the hosts left, No Jumper's situation only worsened.
In 2023, Rolling Stone published an exposé with serious allegations against Adam22, which only added to the platform's problems.
partnerships with major industry players began to unravel.
Brands that once aligned with No Jumper were now distancing themselves, which further affected the platform's standing in the hip-hop world. In a desperate attempt to generate revenue, Adam launched a No Jumper cryptocurrency coin. It was a quick cash grab, and it didn't take long for the coin's value to plummet, only adding to the platform's financial struggles. And then,
the final blow, No Jumper lost its Instagram account, which had over 4 million followers. This wasn't just a loss of social media presence, it was a blow to the heart of the brand.
Without that following, No Jumper was left struggling to stay relevant. So, what went wrong?
The short answer is that Adam22 lost sight of what made No Jumper successful in the first place.
It wasn't about chasing controversy or attention. It was about the authenticity of the content and the connection to the hip-hop culture.
The platform thrived because it gave a voice to those who were
overlooked by the mainstream. Adam's focus shifted from being an authentic space for hip-hop culture to becoming a platform where clout and sensationalism took precedence. The fans that had built No Jumper into what it was began to feel disconnected from the content.
And when the hosts who represented that authenticity left,
so did the audience. At the heart of No Jumper's collapse was a simple misunderstanding. Clout and controversy might get you views, but authenticity keeps an audience loyal. What can we learn from the rise and fall of No Jumper?
The most important lesson is that in the media world, especially in hip-hop, authenticity is key.
Talent-driven media is the future, and the audience follows the creators, not just the brand. Today's media landscape isn't built on logos or flashy gimmicks. It's about the people behind the content and the genuine connection they have with their audience. In the case of No Jumper, Adam built something amazing, but he lost track of the one thing that made it special: the culture.
When the creators and voices that gave No Jumper its authenticity left, so did the audience. Looking forward,
platforms like Figmunity World are showing what it means to stay connected to your roots and build something creator-driven. It's clear that the era of big corporate media control is over. The new model is one where creators control their own narratives and own their platforms. The fall of No Jumper isn't just about one media brand, it's a valuable lesson for all creators.
To build something lasting, you must respect your audience and stay true to what made your brand great.
If not, you risk a broken brand, lost opportunities, and legal issues. As for the future of hip-hop media, it seems creator-driven platforms, where talent holds the power, are the way forward. The fans have the final say on who thrives and who fades. As long as creators stay loyal to the culture, hip-hop media has a bright future ahead. If you made it this video far, drop a like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts on the fall of No Jumper.
Do you think the brand could have been saved?
Let's talk about it in the comments.
Thanks for watching.